All right, here we go with a horrible Pokemon story that's in this here notebook that I wrote when I was 10. I'm gonna die. This is terrible. I reread it like a year ago or something. It's the amount of errors in writing are so bad. So, oh wait, here, let me fix this so you see the book a little bit. Let me pull up the chat. This is my setup, by the way. A room with a massive closet behind me, and my phone to read the chat. And just things around me. So I'm gonna hop on over. I'm not ready. So now the chat's up, and now we can get started with this beautiful book from, I think, the 5th grade, probably. There's also some art in here, so I might show that. This story has art, and already it's gonna go fabulous with my 10 and up rating that I wrote on the side. Alright, so the title of this story is The Adventures of Lucario, Book 1, as if I was going to write another book. You know what, I'm gonna turn this back on when there's art, just so you can see it. There was a prologue. Oh, I don't think I've looked. Like I said, I read this like maybe a year ago the last time I saw this book. And from what I remember, it's terrible, so that can only mean great things. It was a normal day in camp. Pikachu was already we have a spelling error, collecting with 1 L instead of 2. Pikachu was collecting food when she heard a cry. Thank goodness it's not a guy Pikachu. Otherwise I would have screamed, overrated! So, help me! Pikachu. I don't... There's no well, the cry, but... Alright. This is already confusing. Help me! Pikachu went into the woods and... I crossed it out instead of erasing it. I misspelled found. I didn't put the N. And I crossed it out instead of erasing it and put found next to it the correct way. So at least I fixed it. Found a Pokemon's tail. It's just lying there. What's that? Pikachu said. It's a Pokemon's tail, can't you tell? She heard fighting and screaming when suddenly, Daddy! Oh my god, I'm starting to remember. It was so edgy and terrible. It's like a Disney movie. You've got to kill off the parents. Pikachu saw Lucario go flying towards her. Oh boy. She moved only to find a second one on the ground. Both were bleeding badly. Oh, bad. Why? Why did I have to put badly? I could have just said, I should have used bleeding severely or something. Or severely bleeding. Or I should have put it before bleeding. Are you okay? Pikachu asked. No, they're not. They're bleeding. They're injured and bleeding. You ask if they're okay. No. Our son is still in the... He died. Oh, it's so bad. Our son is still in the... He died. Just cutting off that sentence with he died. Pikachu entered the tree and found broken things and I should have put a comma after things. Broken things and a Riolu, unconscious and hurt. There was a comma after unconscious when there shouldn't have been. It's still the prologue. Spelled wrong, I think. I think there's supposed to be a U in there. Good grapes! Good grapes. Okay, Pikachu yelled. I've got to get you to camp so Blissey can heal you. Yeah, you do. After Blissey healed Riolu, not even gonna tell like she carried him back or well it. We don't know what we don't know if it's a he or a she yet. I never made that clear yet. Riolu, it woke after Blissey healed the Riolu. After Blissey healed Riolu, it woke up. I didn't capitalize Riolu. It woke up not trusting anyone, but after a while, one word misspelled. There's an H in in while. It evolved into a Lucario. Like I didn't even make the time difference clear. I didn't say like it's been a few years. Like no, just after a while, a few hours later. Chapter 1, The Egg. What a title that isn't capitalized. It was 20 years, here we go, since Lucario was found and Pikachu, uncapitalized Pikachu, is now 75. Wow. Why? She was 55 when she found him. Pikachu, I just found an egg. Oh, God. The audience already know that's your egg, Lucario. I did not know how to write a story. Lucario said as he walked over to her. Good, I'll put it in the... Lucario interrupted her before she could finish. I'll take it to the nursery. Oh. I am the mighty Lucario who needs to do everything. Oh my gosh. That was rude. I was supposed to be writing him heroically or something, he said. He carefully took the egg and walked over. I wonder why he cares so much, Pikachu thought. Because it's his egg! He made that pretty clear in that one part of dialogue that he didn't cut himself off. When suddenly a wild Charizard came and challenged Lucario. First of all, I could have used so much better vocabulary. Just a wild Chard arrived and challenged Lucario. Ugh. Hey, Blissey, we may need you soon. That second sentence is not capitalized, and there should be a comma after hey. Oh, I need to stop correcting myself. Lucario yelled over. Okay, yes, Blissey yelled back. Oh, I remember Blissey was just like, all of her dialogue was okay and nothing else. Like, I think, or at least most of it was just like, okay. They battled for a long time, and finally, I think that's spelled wrong as well, Lucario won. I didn't even write the battle. Why? Both Pokemon went to see Blissey, who healed them very fast. It's such a simple sentence. I didn't explain what was used to heal them. I didn't explain any of that. I'll come back and we could do this more, said Charizard, happily. Why is there a comma there? Sounds like a plan, Lucario said. No. I don't think after I wrote that, I figured that I would never write Charizard back into the story again. I remember that. I was like, yeah, he's not going to go back. The egg is hatching, Pikachu said, as Blissey came over. Lucario instantly ran over. Of course he did. Because, as Project S&T would say, he's special! Well, not yet. He just ran instantly. He instantly ran. What is it? Lucario said eagerly. You know already! It's a Riolu, but whose is it? Blissey said. I... Too many pauses. I know whose it is. With the wrong whose. It's who with an apostrophe S. No, that's not grammatically correct. And why did I not know the whole show don't tell thing? I should have wrote like he was nervous and started shifting around, and then they got suspicious and started questioning him. Ugh. We get another who's with an apostrophe S. Both Pikachu and Blissey said it at the same time. It's mine, Lucario blurted out. Ugh. It's so bad. Oh, Lucario, why didn't you tell us? Blissey said. Because he doesn't have a mother anymore. So edgy. More dead people. Lucario said. I used said too much. I should have said yelled. Then ran into his rock house. You heard it here, folks. You heard it from Kristen7601 herself. Lucario lives under a rock. Oh, that's too good. Crying. He ran into the rock house crying. Aw. Good. You should be. You should be crying because of how bad your story is. Poor Lucario, Pikachu said. Then go comfort him! Suddenly, again, Lucario came out of his house, tears still running down his face, and his eyes glowing. Oh boy, here we go. Blissey, go inside. There should have been a comma after Blissey, but there wasn't, so I made it sound like there was, Pikachu said. Ugh, with the said thing again. Okay, Blissey said. I told you. Then left. Lucario, you don't have to do this, Pikachu said as Lucario started to float up. Oh, we got art. Oh, those arms. What are those knees? Oh, oh, this is the art. What are those knees? What is that knee? It's so bad. It's so thin. It's so bad. Oh. Oh my gosh. Lucario, stop! Pikachu, stop in all caps. Pikachu screamed. Why should I? Riolu doesn't even have a mother. Who's going to take care of him? Lucario shouted. Obviously you will. Or if for some stupid reason you don't, Blissey and Pikachu seemed like they'd be willing to. You will, Lucario, because of course you will, because nobody else can, apparently. Lucario slowly came down. When he got down, he fainted. Also, the whole floating up aura thing was totally ripped off from Avatar The Last Airbender because he's special! Alright, I'm gonna stop stealing Project Constantine's thing. Sorry. Oh no, I think we're going into the flashbacks. Oh. I remember the flashbacks. There's another piece of art. But I'm gonna finish this paragraph before I look at it completely. Lucy, let me help you, Lucario said, worried. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like, I didn't give Lucario an actual name. But whenever I had a different Lucario present, or a different Pokemon present, I'd give them names. Even though it made no sense. No, I don't need help, Lucy said. She got hit with flamethrower. Lucy! Lucario screamed. Lucy! Lucario woke up and screamed. What happened? Pikachu asked. Why is Pikachu there? What, is she just watching him sleep? Oh, Lucy. Lucario bursted with tears. Bursted with tears. He just explodes and it turns into tears. Bursted with tears. I can't get over that. Who's Lucy, Lucario? Pikachu asked, worried. Alright, now here's the other piece of art. Those knees! Those knees! Oh, and the Pikachu's face. And the tail. It's so bad. Those knees, they're so small. This is spaghetti limbs level bad. Oh. She was Ryalu's not capitalized mother. Lucario said, still crying. There should have been a comma after said. Lucario, talk about it with me. There should have been a comma after Lucario. Pikachu said, hopefully, spelled without an E. Okay, he said. It all started, ... Flashback. Here comes the flashback with more art. Oh. Oh, and the pages are starting to rip. That's not good. Ah. Alright, I'm back for like a few minutes. I don't know how long I'll be. People are coming in. Okay, so who are you going to fight this time, Lucy? Lucario asked. Houndoom and Houndour, Lucy replied. They. Where? Both in the woods. All right.
That's it. We're done now. Are you really gonna wear that?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm back. All right, so Vanessa, since you just showed up, I'll briefly summarize the beginning. Many grammar errors, including something that I crossed out instead of erased, even though I was using pencil. Basically, Pikachu went out, heard some chaos, and Riolu's parents died already, and the Pikachu took it in. Now it's a Lucario. The Lucario found its egg. Well, his egg. It battled a Charizard, even though that was completely pointless to the story. The egg hatched. Then Lucario went into a sort of Avatar: The Last Airbender type weird floaty power orb thing with terrible art to accompany that little scene. Now we're starting to get into flashbacks about his dead girlfriend. Everybody's dying, basically, with more fantastic art. Alright, so I'll start from the beginning of this little flashback. Okay, so who are you going to fight this time, Lucy? Lucario asked. Houndoom and Houndour, Lucy replied. They, where? Both in the woods. There, not the right there, here. Houndoom called to Houndour. Now we get some wonderful, wonderful art. Just the best. Just the greatest art in the world. Including me pointing out something, pointing out that this is in fact Lucario. Greatest art. Lucy, do something, Lucario said. Suddenly, the Houndoom and Houndour transformed into a Lucario and a Riolu. Lenny! Ricky! Oh no! Two characters are being introduced. What a tragedy. Especially, why did I name one of them Lenny? Grade 8 drawing skills, my man. Yep, just the best. I made this when I was 10. It's only been a few years since then. Lucario was stunned. There should have been a comma after stunned. His own brother and nephew trapped him inside a cage of steel stick. Oh yeah, steel stick was my thing, where it's like, it's a stick that is as strong as steel. Lucario, there should have been a comma after that. Stand as far back as you can. I'm going to break the steel stick. Lucario stepped back. Then Lucy started to punch it. That sentence should have ended, but there's a comma. Lucy's plan didn't work. I did not end that sentence with a period. Here, let me try something. Lucario tried Aurora Sphere. I think I meant Aura Sphere. And it worked. Are you going to goof or fight for Pete's sake? I think I should have written goof off or fight. Lenny was getting angry with Lucy for wasting time, of course. Our edgy Shadow the Hedgehog character is here now. Fine, we'll fight, but how long? What kind of question is that? How long? No, the question should be until when. No. Or it should have been but for how long. Lucy was a Pokemon that accepted any challenge. To the death. Oh my gosh. Of course it's to the death. Lucy accepted. Lenny called the first move Aurora Beam. I don't know if that's correct. I think it might be, actually. And we get Lenny with his broken looking knees. Just look at those knees. What are those? That could not support a body like that and a head that doesn't look like it's attached to the neck. Ugh. Oh, it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. Ugh. Alright, let's see. Lenny was much stronger than Lucy, because of course he was. Lucy, are you okay? Lucario was worried. No kidding, your girlfriend might die in this battle. Lucy was badly hurt. Badly hurt. I mean, just why badly? One more time. No, one more hit could kill her, of course. Lucy, let me help you, Lucario said, worried. No, I don't need help, Lucy said. She got hit with flamethrower. Lucy! Lucario screamed with horror and anger. I would have. Now that I know what writing is, I would have written horror and sadness instead of anger, and then I would have gone into anger. Lenny, how could you? Lucario was so angry. Angry. Oh, that is not how you spell angry. There is no E in angry. That he, I had to insert that he and forgot about Camp Pichu and Ricky. Why did I need to bring that up? I'm pretty sure the rest of the, I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody else forgot about it too. Oh, it's just revenge for our parents. Oh, God. Boy. No. No. Lucario was shocked. I had nothing to do with that. Lenny ran off. Jerk. It just ends with jerk. Oh my God, it's so bad. Lucario should have chased after him and been like, no, you're gonna die now because you killed my girlfriend / wife. I don't know how this works. I don't even know my 10-year-old logic if it was girlfriend or wife. Lucario walked back to camp depressed. Should have been a comma after camp, and depressed is accurate. But should have gone more into that. Present time in all capitals. Speaking of my past, how is Riolu? It just completely changes the subject. Oh. Pacing. 10-year-old me, why did you not know what pacing was? I still don't know what pacing was, to be honest. Well, what? I still don't know what pacing was. I still don't know what pacing is. I mean, I do and I don't. I can never tell if something should go on longer or shorter. I still struggle with that. But this I can tell went on too short. Blissey, Pikachu called out. He's perfectly fine. Okay, good. Lucario laid down. Should have been lied down. And went back to sleep. Chapter 2, Riolu. Ooh boy, it's one paragraph long. And then it stops. 5 years have passed since Riolu hatched. He didn't know Lucario was his father, because of course he didn't. Because of course Lucario wouldn't tell Riolu, even though there must have been some sort of bond. Just before Riolu turned 2, Lucario made a deal with Pikachu. No, wait. Pikachu. There is no A. And Blissey to not tell him in fear that Lenny would find Cam. Why? Lenny doesn't even know that you have a son. That doesn't make any sense. And that's where it ends. Uh-oh. Oh, thank goodness it stopped there. If it would have kept going, I would have stopped. No, I would have finished it, but it's just like, ugh. Oh, it's so bad. The grammar errors, the pacing, the art, the story in general. Because everybody's edgy. People kept dying because that's what I wrote when I was 10. I wrote, people die and it makes everybody sad, but then they're not, and then they die. Because I used to like, and I still do like the dramatic, like, no, oh my god, you're dead, you're dying, whatever. But now I know how to execute it better. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I need an example. But, like, this is not how I should have wrote this at all. I remember a few months ago I tried to begin to rewrite it, and I gave Lucario a name. I don't think I remember what it was, though. I think it might have been Adam or something. And I started writing it, and then I just completely lost motivation. Pikachu. Oh, Pikachu is my spirit animal, says Vanessa. Pikachu, the best Pokemon. Oh. Alright, so now that monstrosity of quote-unquote writing is over, I'm going to go through and find more art. And 3 pages in, past some weird writing that I can't read, we get another story. I don't know. What do you think about this, Vanessa? Should I read it? It's a Warrior Cat story. It's probably really bad. Because I'm pretty... Oh, I wrote this back in 2013. I wrote this back in 2013. Oh boy, alright, I'll read it. Alright, the title of this story is Warriors, the Story of Flame Pelt. I'm gonna cover my last name, but I'm gonna show the art. Book 1, as if I would write another book again. That was the thing, like with the Lucario story, The Adventures of Lucario, I also wrote book 1. But this one had a little subtitle, Book 1, Apprentice. So I'm just gonna cover my last name, because nobody needs to see that. And show this art, which the eyes are the only thing that's saving it from being absolute mess. Because, like, the eyes are mostly okay. Everything else is wrong. The paws aren't paws. The shoulders, there is no neck. The ears are straight triangles. The tail is not a tail. Alright, here we go. Oh yes, I remember Warrior Cat books with their introducing all the different characters first. ThunderClan, you know what, I'm just gonna skip all this. Oh, never mind, there is no story. It's literally just the characters, and then there's nothing. Wow. I gave up on this way too fast. Especially considering, like, the leader's Heather Star, and the medicine cat is Pine Leaf. And the reason that this is significant is because I recognize this little drawing at the top here, that little thing, because that was an actual tree at a school I went to for like 4 grades. That was an actual tree outside. And we used to actually play Warrior Cats. We'd pretend to be Warrior Cats. My friends and I would go out and be like, "Yeah, we rule this side of the fence." Wow, best book, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Yes, Vanessa. Alright, so now we're gonna get into art. This one's upside down, so it's already great. It's cats, which is pretty much all I used to draw back in like 2013. So yeah, there's a lot of this with the anime spike hair. It's so good. At least the colors are okay. The one good thing I say about it, at least the colors. Oh my god, I remember this. So what I used to do is, I'd take people, ask them what Pokemon they'd want to be, and then I'd draw them. And if they didn't know what Pokemon was, I'd just draw what I think that they'd be good as. And I added my family in, and my friends. Oh, it's a chaotic battle. Just... And I had, like, military-type names written down. Like, when I didn't know what they actually meant. Like, Sergeant and Corporal. I'm pretty sure that's what that stands for. That was me watching MASH. Reminds me of Sonic. Oh. With the spike hair, yes. But this was also things I used to do in the very back of my notebooks. Just really chaotic looking Pokemon battles. What else is there in here before the story? Nothing, except for, ooh, there's a little diary type thing. Well, not really a diary, just me writing down what we did in school. Day 1, September 4th of 2012. Wow. Wow, that was so long ago. It feels very long ago. Did easy word search and introduced ourselves. Hallway and bathroom lesson. Gym, got homework done and walked from not having sneakers. Oh yeah, if you didn't have sneakers, you walked. I think I was wearing sandals that day. Got folder. Why? Because you put stuff in it. Put stuff in folder. Why? To keep it safe. Got planners. Went home for dinner. Day 4. Sorry, I didn't have time! Exclamation point. Yes, pick you. I choose you. Yes. Main idea worksheet. Math pretest. Snack. Did not have. Gave picture to my teacher for number 4. Also known as that. I don't know why I didn't write stuff down. Day 2 and 3. Met 3 people. 1 known by my mom. Health. Signature game. Homework. Went home for dinner. Wow. So descriptive. So descriptive. Oh no. I don't... What is this? Why was I drawing? Oh. Back a while back, I had a super obsession with, like, the zombies and zombie apocalypse type stuff. So there's this, which I'm pretty sure I did quickly, because this was, like, minimal effort. Bad. I think I put most of the effort into that face. Oh! That's the face it's making. Just, oh! You've mildly spooked me! And that's all this notebook has to offer. I've had this thing since I was 10, and it's a piece of garbage, but I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it to remember the garbage. So now I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to head over to the Creepypasta Wiki. Let's read the worst creepypasta stories that I can find. That's what I'm gonna do. Ooh, I thought of an idea. I'm gonna do spooky Sundays. Every Sunday, I'm gonna start a live stream and try and find the worst creepypastas that I can and read them. So, let's try. We've got video narratives. We've got based on a true story. We've got mythology and folklore. We've got micropasta. We've got Michael Whitehouse. Don't know what that is. We've got aliens. We've got video pastas. We've got parody pastas. Those are the popular tags. But da, 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 da. Let's see. Ooh, we need the rating index. Yes. Let's see. Let's just pick a random one. I'm gonna pick Rites and Rituals Ratings Index. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna find the worst ones. Here we go. Scrolling down. Down, down, down as those stars start getting less and less. Admissions. Oh, this is gonna be good. Alright. So the worst one is called Admissions. I'm gonna open it. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see. Ooh. Alright. I wonder why it has a bad rating. Let's see. The estimated reading time is 5 minutes. Alright. Let's do this. Oil portraits of dignitaries and ancient politicians had been hung in a boastful collection on the encircling walls, a burgundy dark enough to impart arrogance to the unsure and confidence to those of likened wills. The marble pillars and brass railings emitted an astounding gleam from all sides, and Stuart felt assured to be in the proper place. It had only taken him a few minutes to find it. All right, we're already in this, and the description of things is already confusing slightly. 2 others were waiting. You know what? No. I'm gonna find something better because this actually seems like it's pretty good. It's only 2.5 stars, but it actually seems decent. Like, there are no grammar errors from what I saw skimming it over. Alright. Let's try. Beings and entities. Because that's probably a lot more than rituals.
Alicia, go downstairs to the freezer for Grandma. Make sure you shut the door and get me a package of beef. That's the reddish looking one, and it's the bigger package.
Alright, I'm back now. After running a little errand. Still gonna look for those creepypastas. I'm gonna search the bottom of the barrel. The worst of the worst. Alright, let's see here. Let's go. Oh, that's a lot. Going all the way down. Whee! Oh, alright, I hit the bottom. Okay. None of these are really that bad. Uh... Alright. I'm gonna try this one. It's called Graham. Graham? I don't know. Let's hope it's a bad one. 1 minute, 1 second. Oh boy, it's really short. Oh, it's a poem too. Hmm. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna do this one. Alright. This is an old poem that kids used to sing during the Middle Ages. Its source is still unknown today. If you see a great tall man, don't worry, he is a friend. Don't ask him what his name is, for he will be your friend. If you have other good friends, don't worry, they won't matter. You are all that is greater, not them he shall befriend. You see him teeter on land, he never drinks from daddy's juice. What? 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 Just gonna move on. You see him all to great joy. He is so really grand. Don't ask about the hat that sits on his bald head. He won't ever tell Yath. Yath? Is that a legitimate thing? Why, it is as soft as lead. Lead? What? You see him at the star shine. You won't at the skylight. Always you see at night, but mostly at the moonshine. You ask him what his name. He doesn't say Yelp. He asks you for a kind help. After that, you will get same. What? This is getting more confusing. He will ask you a small favor. Kill your mom and so your dad, but must give me a favor. Never tell about your lad. If you piece your family spelled wrong, you will hear what you waited. Through his mouth he will rally, words long asked and awaited. He will now say this soon. My name is really Graham, and I am fame. What? You know, I am the moon. He will say he needs you, for he is not so done. You needs to stop none. He is not finished with you. Cradle to poodle in a can. Poodle in a can, that was sad. Alright, I'm gonna read comments. Let's see here. Quite possibly the best creepypasta I've ever read. I especially like the parts of the poem that didn't rhyme nor make any sense at all, but they were... It should have made some sense. A truly masterful work that surpasses anything else ever posted to this site. Oh, wait. For a second. Oh. It's sarcasm. I think. I don't know, the guy didn't confirm it. It's terrible, says someone. Literally, their name is someone. Wait, what? Then why is it in the lowest? rated pasta category. Sarcasm. Oh, that spelling of sarcasm is not right. Dude. I don't. Devotion. Sarcasm. Spelled with an S, not a CZ. It's okay, but it doesn't flow like other poems. Also, your rhyming scheme keeps shifting, and it's hard to understand the gist of what's happening. Is English your first language? Very gracious. So that was Graham. That was really, really bad. All right, now. Hold up. I'm getting a text. Okay. No, I wasn't talking to you, Vanessa. It was that comment was so bad. It was just sarcasm. Ugh. Don't worry. It's not you, it's people who don't know how to spell. You do. It's all good. Oh, wait, there's more. How many are there? Okay, there's only a few more. Alright. And because I am an honest guy, I will resist the urge to 10-star my pasta. Not many people do that, eh? Oh my gosh. And then Anonymous said, you can't possibly consider thinking of giving, even though you didn't, this 10 pumpkins. You can't. This had a... Whoa! Oh. Whoops. I'm dropping my phone. That's how it was spelled. Alright. Where was I? You can't. This had a weak plot. There was next to no imagery. The rhyming scheme was off, and worst of all, it was vague. But I'll give you three out of 10 because you showed some effort. If you worked on the plot and imagery more, it would have been amazing. Ugh. The author responds, sure, spelled wrong. Like if I would have had described the mysterious man. No, my point was people know exactly how he looks. The point is about not know how ex-catly looks. How he ex-catly looks. And the plot, what do you want? A poem twice as long and even harder to understand? Someone else responded, we didn't dislike this because of the lack of description on the man. We disliked this because it was completely unclear, as well as not remotely startling. So please stop being narcissistic and accept that this is not the best creepypasta in the world. Then someone responded, yes. Somebody said, I love you. Somebody said your grasp of the English language, as shown in these comments, is not the best. It does not matter if you have 10 pastas that blow our minds. It makes us rethink life. and scares us by the sheer prowess of them. The current pasta is bland, undercooked, and not written in a way that makes any sense. Instead of arguing and making us out to be the bad guys, take the criticism, rewrite it, and ask the admin to repost it. You are allowed to credit it as many times as you like. Oh. Alright, and then finally, the last one is the author is I just noticed that people might misinterpret the daddy's juice thing. It's booze. And that's all about it's all about context. Well, you didn't give any context. You should have just used booze. You could have rhymed it better. Like with ooze. Or use. Even though that's not spelled the same way. You could have used ooze. Ugh. At least this had some effort put into it. It had some sort of thought behind it. But this was bad. It was bad. It was laughably bad, though, so it's at least not absolute horrible. Absolute horrible. Yes, that made sense. Absolutely horrible is what I meant to say. Or at least absolute trash. Absolute trash is the lowest of the low. Whee! Going back to the bottom of the ratings. So we've got Graham. Now we're going to do Haunted, which got 4 stars. Here we go. Haunted. Ugh. Oh boy, alright. It's your first night in your new apartment. Your stuff is still in boxes. Your furniture, with the exception of the mattress on the floor, hasn't arrived yet. The utilities won't be turned on until the next day, so you're making do without. A flashlight and some candles will do for light until you go to sleep. Despite the creepy feeling of being in a dark, empty apartment all alone, you chalk it up to nervousness and try to get some sleep. A sound wakes you up. You lay there for a moment, waiting to decide if it was real or just your imagination being too loud. When the sound happens again, you check your cell for the time. 2 in the morning. You get up, using your cell phone for light, and make your way towards the kitchen. The apparent source of the noise. The apparent source of the noises. At first you think somebody has broken into your apartment, but you choke down your reaction as you stare at the figure. It is a middle-aged man, wearing what amounted to striped pajamas and standing in front of the microwave with his back to you. Although seemingly solid, you can also see through his body. Then it's not seemingly solid. You're paralyzed, mostly out of fear, but partly out of curiosity. "Hey," you finally manage to say. The man looks in your direction, turning slowly, your eyes open wide as you realize the man has no lower jaw, letting his tongue hang free. Your vision loses focus and the apparition disappears. A sound wakes you up. Your phone is vibrating against the floor. It's morning, or at least light is coming in through the window. You're back on your mattress, and the missed call is from your mother. You're confused about the night before and still shaking from the experience of what you saw. Was it a dream, or did you really see a ghost? Alright, that wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't scary. The suspense build-up wasn't really long enough. But there were no grammatical errors. It was pretty decent. It was just kind of bland. It kind of went nowhere as well, like nothing happened. Alright, let's see. Let's read these comments. Well, a few of them. I won't go through all of them this time. Probably shouldn't watch The Grudge before bed. This went nowhere, and this was more or less boring. Pass. I don't feel anything. Sorry, bad pasta. Not the least bit creepy. I've had such dreams. Those were creepy, but not reading about it. Bah, boring. What's the point of the story? A guy sleeps in his new apartment for the first time and dreams about a generic ghost standing in his kitchen. Through the first 2 paragraphs, I felt like I'd read the story half a dozen times already, but the ending was just utterly lame. At least it was short and didn't drag too long, though at the same time it felt too short for that kind of writing style. Sure, the writer kept referring to the reader as you, but it was far from being slightly immersive. Oh, come on. I started playing the Nightmare on Elm Street for this. The Nightmare on Elm Street theme for this. It's just one of those typical do-do-do-do-do, look a ghost. But it was a dream, or was it? Oh! Pastas, move along, people. No paranoia or scary aura here. And somebody said that was the best review I've ever seen. I kind of agree with that. That was pretty good. 5 out of 10. Alright, the last story, in my eyes, gets a I'm not gonna be too harsh yet. I'm gonna be harsh with the really bad stuff, but that gets a 4 out of 10. This gets like a 6 because at least it didn't have any grammar errors. Let's see. Let's do. Ooh, is there a way I can search this up? Oh wait, I understand. I'm on the. Hold on. Creepypasta. Hold up. New website. I'm gonna go to the Creepypasta wiki because that's easier. Easier to find the bad stuff. Let's see here. Google. All right. Creepypasta wiki is the place to go for the bad creepypastas. All right. I'm waiting for it to load. Ooh, all right, it loaded. All right. There's so many things. Advertisements everywhere. All right. Let's see. Genre listing. Let's do. Oh. All right. Can you load page? I'd like that a lot. All right. Let's. This is annoying. On so many levels. Why? Stop advertisements, please. There's so many ads. All right. All right. Ooh, all right. Time for categories. Let's try. Let's try lost episodes. Notoriously bad, mostly. 1999 and Candle Cove are the only good ones that I've heard about so far. Let's read. Let's read. Ooh, there's so many options. Alright, I'm gonna find the wackiest one that I can. Okay, we're gonna read Plankton Got Served. Oh boy, here we go. I am so excited for this. That title just sounds like he got roasted. I am going to really, really enjoy this, I'm sure. I'm sure many have heard of lost episode creepypastas. They are usually an incredibly graphic episode that conveys such fear for children that it was never aired, though someone managed to sneak a viewing or owns one of the tapes. The most popular example of this is Squidward's Suicide, in which Squidward commits suicide, hence the title. Ugh. And it's also a really bad story. Of course, all of these creepypastas are false. Yet, I remember a SpongeBob episode that was altered heavily, but still remains in circulation today. This is One Course Meal from Season 7. The worst episode ever! In the episode, Mr. Krabs finds out that Plankton is horrified of whales and uses it to his advantage. This is one of the least popular episodes of the show due to the dark nature of the episode, even after the episode was heavily altered. Now, how would I have seen this episode before it was edited? It's simple, really. This is one of the 7 episodes that was revealed on the internet before it aired on TV. Of course it was. Totally not a lie. Always a big fan of the show. There should be a comment there. I was excited about the idea of having a SpongeBob episode premiere on the internet before television. I rapidly reloaded the Nick page, and finally the episode came up. It was known as Plankton Got Served, though it was eventually changed. Still can't get over that title. Most of the episode is identical to the one that is circulated today. Plankton manages to break into the Krusty Krab and ties up Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob. As he is about to finally get the secret formula from SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs' daughter Pearl walks in. This terrifies Plankton and causes him to run out. Plankton later claims his ancestors were eaten by whales, and that is why he fears them so. If your ancestors were eaten by whales, wouldn't you not exist? I mean, unless it was after you were born somehow. And if you know that, then that's really tragic. Mr. Krabs realizes this fear that Plankton has and decides to use it against him. He dresses up as his daughter and begins to follow Plankton around, frightening him. Alright, this is just describing the episode. Which, yeah, it's really bland and bad and awful. Alright, Plankton decides he can no longer take it and decides to make the ultimate decision. He decides to try and die. Yes, this is still in the show today. You are free to watch it. And that's actually true. I can confirm this. Plankton waits for the bus as he lies in the street, waiting to get run over. Because that's hilarious. Kids will understand completely and think that that's something we can do and it's gonna be fine because someone will show up like SpongeBob. Great message, Nickelodeon. That is when SpongeBob comes over to try and convince him to continue his existence. This is where the alteration in the 2 versions begins. Plankton fails to heed SpongeBob's words and remains there. In the altered version that was shown, SpongeBob tells Plankton that it was Mr. Krabs and Pearl the entire time, and he gets up. In another altered version, SpongeBob says the same things, but Plankton refuses to believe him. SpongeBob decides that the only thing he can do to show him the truth is to drag Mr. Krabs outside. Soon after he leaves, the typical red bus comes speeding along. Plankton sits up and watches it hit him as everything fades to darkness. Jeez! Totally. That totally happened. How do you know about the other altered version, though? That wasn't released to the internet. Plankton finds himself standing on a single platform overlooking darkness. In the darkness, he sees whales, all looking up at him. There are members of his family he can faintly make out, calling for him to jump down. Oh boy, here we go. Plankton looks above and sees a light he can scarcely believe. This would seem to represent heaven and hell. Great. Fantastic. I'm just gonna stop here. Honestly, it just no. No. This one's annoying. I thought it was gonna be at least a little more humorous with a title like Plankton Got Served. But no. This is bad. This is really bad. Ugh. Also, my throat is starting to hurt. I'm gonna go back to the genre listings. Find something a little bit better. Because that was just dark. No. I couldn't even finish that one. That gets a 0. Well, no. There weren't really grammatical errors. It gets a 1. Let's see. Mm. Mm. Let's try another lost episode. Let's try something a little bit better. Hopefully. Let's try something different and see what happens. Let's try. Uh. Huh. Alright. Let's see. We're gonna try. Fear of Victory. I have no idea what this is. But it based off of the title, it seems a little interesting at least. I'm gonna see how long it is so that I don't murder my throat. I'm waiting for this to load because of course it's taking forever. Alright, this doesn't seem too bad. It's long, but it's not too long, I think. Alright, let's try this. I have to admit I've always been a big fan of Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow in Batman's universe. It's a fascinating character with a twisted personality, and he always was my favorite rogue in BTAS. I think that's obviously Batman something. I don't know. I don't watch Batman. So, or read it, or whatever. So my best friend told me that there was a lost episode in which Jonathan was changed back into a kid. I was like, heck yeah, just give me the DVD. And she did. Heck yeah, just give me the DVD, and she did. Were 2 new paragraphs. And should not be something that you start a sentence with, even though I do it like in like text and stuff. In a story, that's not, no. Also, that sentence is very short. It should be something else. Thinking about it, I guess I should have been wary. I think after thinking about it, you might want to have put a comma after that. My best friend never was fond of Batman. Indeed, she had always thought that my sick passion, quote unquote, for this cartoon was kind of weird. But at the moment, I was just too happy to be suspicious. At the moment, I was just, again, you're starting with but at the moment, I was just too happy to be suspicious, and when she gave me the DVD, I could only think about one thing, watching it as soon as I could. Ugh. Suspicious should have a comma after it. I got home earlier than usual that day. New paragraph. I got home earlier than usual that day. One of my teachers was sick and I left school in a hurry, eager to watch that lost episode. Ugh. That's 2 sentences. That's not enough for a paragraph. New paragraph. I put the DVD in the drive and I sat on the couch with a bowl of soda crackers. New paragraph. Everything started normally. Batman was chasing the Scarecrow down Gotham streets, with Robin, of course. Jonathan ran into a dark alley and hid beside a dumpster, looking tired and sick. He was paler and skinnier than usual, with cold sweat all over his face, and I immediately thought that he might have been drugged or something like that. The camera got back to Batman, who is still looking for the villain, looking very worried. There is no camera. This is not live action. I think. I don't actually know. Like I said, I don't watch this, whatever this is. Also, for the people that don't know what you're talking about, as far as like whoever Jonathan is, like, could be a little more descriptive of why this is a big deal. Have you found him yet? Asked Robin. He can't have gone too far. He can't have gone too far. That is an actual sentence that an actual human wrote. It should be couldn't. Dr. Bartholomew said he was weaker than a kitten when he escaped. That's what I'm afraid of, Robin. A weak and scared scarecrow is a very dangerous scarecrow. Why are you comparing him to a scarecrow when was compared to a kitten just a second ago? But we're here to help him. For goodness sake, Batman, it's not like we're gonna hurt him. I'm fully aware of that, but the man isn't. Remember, he is sick. I don't know why, but I began to feel very uncomfortable here. Batman was usually very calm, very confident, and at this moment, well, let's say clearly, he seemed scared, very scared, of what I didn't know, but I wasn't so sure I wanted to know. A part of me wanted to turn off the TV, but the other part of my brain was like, no, don't! Jonathan is in trouble. That'll be nice to see the Batman helping him for once. Ugh. Don't use the was like thing unless it's somebody speaking. Because then it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't look right. It's just not right. So I just sat there, unable to get my eyes off the screen. The camera got back to Jonathan, who was now sitting on the floor. His heartbeat was literally deafening. So now you're deaf, and he seemed in great pain. That's when things started to go wrong. The scarecrow screamed. How would you know if you're apparently deaf? I'm sorry, but literally being used wrong is kind of one of my pet peeves. The scarecrow screamed, a scream so shrill and so loud that I literally jumped down from the couch out of pure fright. He spat blood, a lot of blood. Oh boy, here we go. And his body started to convulse. Ugh. His eyes were so bloody. Gross. I swear I wanted to turn off the TV. I never wanted so much to turn off that TV, but it was like I was paralyzed, spell wrong, by fear, with an exclamation point. I could just look at that screen, wondering what was going on, and I was just thinking, what the heck is this? Then it all ended. Jonathan stopped moving. It was like he had just died there in this dark alley. His screams alerted the dynamic duo. Batman and Robin arrived on the scene within seconds, and the look they had on their faces was pure terror. The camera, there is none, slowly turned back to Jonathan, or at least what was left of him. What? There was a pile of bloody clothes and sitting under the rags. Oh, and sitting under the rags, you could see a red-haired kid who looked very frightened. He looked at Batman and Robin with tear-filled eyes. Professor Crane? Robin asked carefully. Do you recognize us? So you can spell recognize, right? But you can't spell off. Alright. The kid remained silent for a while as he got up on his feet. His face was all covered in blood, but that didn't seem to bother him. Dimwits, he said, smiling. Batman and Robin looked at each other with relief, and I have to say that I was quite happy to see that Jonathan Crane was still himself. I sat back on the couch. Now I knew why that episode was never aired. It would have been far too scary for kids. No, duh! Batman caught the kid in his arms and wrapped him up in his cape. Jonathan didn't even fight back. He seemed pretty sleepy, and I thought that he was maybe very happy to be safe. They brought him back to Arkham, explaining the situation to Dr. Bartholomew. I don't know any of these people except for Batman and Robin. At this point of the episode, I was like a kid in front of a Christmas tree. Now that everything was back to normal, I knew I was going to join this episode. EP! It wasn't even episode fully written, it was EP! Don't use abbreviations unless it's etc. or very few other exceptions to that rule. But EP for episode is not a thing. This is getting slightly more annoying now. The 5 following minutes were rather annoying in my opinion, just like the story. It was all about Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn and their maternal instinct. And I want to cuddle you, and I want to read you a good night story, and so on. Boring. That's literally what it says. Like this story. But after the horrifying scenes I had seen, I wasn't going to complain. Nope, sir. Should be no, sir. The time passed by rather quickly, and Jonathan was still stuck in a kid's body. Things weren't so fun for him anymore. The other inmates were tired of having to take care of him, and the doctors were treating him like a toddler. One night, Batman came to the asylum to see if everything was okay. He found Jonathan sitting on his bed, looking very depressed and lonely. "How do you feel, Professor?" the caved crusader asked. "Dr. Bartholomew told me that you were quite morose? What? I'm not sure what that word means. I'm gonna Google that fast." What if it's not even a word? Then I'm gonna be disappointed. Oh, sullen and ill-tempered. Okay, morose. It's a thing. Okay. Who wouldn't be? I hate being a child. I shouldn't have experimented on this new toxin. I shouldn't have experimented this new toxin on myself. Look at me, I'm a freak. I was waiting for a comforting speech from Batman, but he wasn't there anymore. Instead, there was a note on Jonathan's door. Oh! Oh, it just got dark. Jeez. I'm not gonna say what it says. I felt a shiver run down my spine. Who could have written such a horrible note? Batman? No, that was insane. Jonathan looked at the piece of paper for a moment. He didn't seem sad. No, just tired, exhausted. The screen went black. The next morning, a nurse came in all the inmates' cells to see if everything was okay. She entered Jonathan's cell. There was a moment of silence, and she ran away, screaming as if she had seen the most horrible thing ever. The camera entered the cell very slowly. No music, just the sound of a very loud heartbeat. And there he was, grown up again, his face twisted into a horrifying expression of pain. "Jonathan," I screamed, and I think I'll never stop screaming. "So you're still screaming? You were screaming while you wrote this entire thing." I also like how the whole paragraphs thing is still applied throughout the thing with with new paragraph, the screen went black, new paragraph. Jonathan is one sentence. It's bad. This gets a 1. No. No. This this gets a 1 out of 10. This was really bad. Ugh. And the fear of victory. That title makes no sense. Ugh. Everybody's being so positive about this. This is just bland and boring. How could people like this story? There are so many grammatical errors with the of and off thing. It's bad. The story at least had some sort of build up, but I got confused with the characters. Like, are Jonathan and Professor Crane the same person? And who is the Scarecrow? I don't understand. Ugh. Stop using different names. Please just stick to one. Also, don't do the new paragraph, one sentence thing, new paragraph. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. It's not proper English grammar. It's not how you write a story. A paragraph should be 3 sentences long at the minimum. Not to mention Lost episode creepypastas are notoriously bad. It was cliched. Super cliched. There was blood for no reason. He died and then he apparently died again. Yeah, I'm done for tonight. I can't. My throat hurts. My brain hurts. I think I lost a few brain cells. I'm gonna go. So, thanks for listening / watching this, story thing. Another Spooky Sundays. Spooky Sundays starts tomorrow, where I'm gonna read the worst of the worst creepypastas. So, to those of you who frequently look at creepypastas, if you have any suggestions, comment below, and I'll read them. And kill my throat in the process. So yeah, good night, everybody.